Well, you guys have heard a lot from me recently regarding the NCAA transfer portal and the Missouri Tigers. More news breaks bright and early this morning while I was still asleep. Missouri lands sophomore guard from UCLA, Sebastian Mack, and this is a move that is going to excite Missouri fans. This is the guard, um, scoring guard, scoring wing he can facilitate that people were looking for to replace that chunk of guard protection that Missouri lost to graduation this most recent season. So let's take a look at Sebastian Mack, see what he's going to bring to the table, and more on the commitment and his fit with the Tigers, as well as the rest of that transfer portal outlook. Hello, how are we all doing this afternoon? Michael Stamps here today, Missouri Tigers on the side, covering football, basketball, recruiting, and more. Sebastian Mack makes a bright and early commitment for Missouri. He is the third transfer overall. First, that's a guard. We got some transfer news yesterday. Missouri landed Oklahoma forward Luke Norweather, and then a week ago, I guess it was Javon Porter who was making his transfer commitment official, brother of Michael Jr. and Jonte. So three transfers in for Missouri. You'd like to think that they're not done yet, but now we're starting to see some of those holes filled. Missouri has a 30th ranked transfer class in the country, according to 24/7 Sports, number 8 in the SEC. Mack himself, 6'3", 200-pound guard, averaged 9.6 points, 2.1 rebounds, 1.7 assists per game in this most recent season. Shot 42.6 from the field, 31.4% from three. The interesting thing with Mack is he played about 6 minutes less per game than he did compared to his freshman season. Part of that had to do with some additions. They added Kobe Johnson. UCLA added Kobe Johnson. Sky Clark. So a lot of talented guards. Dominic Harris joined the guard room. So I would like to think that that made that situation more complicated. But a good reflection of what he can really do is what happened in his freshman season. 26.8 minutes per game. Average 12.1 points, 3.6 rebounds, 1.6 assists per game, 38.7% for the field, 28.3% from three. So his efficiency did jump from 2 seasons ago to this most recent one. So I guess that's a positive. I guess the volume was a little bit slightly down as well. So that does make a difference. And he was coming off the bench, which is a big deal. Also might have led to that transfer. So this is a guy in Mac that you were expecting to start or play a significant amount of minutes, play a pretty big role for the Tigers and Dennis Gates this season. Obviously, when you lose guys like Tony Perkins, Caleb Grill, Tamar Bates, Marquez Warwick, that is hard production to make back up. Mac is a perfect step in the right direction for that. And the best thing about Mac is he has 2 years of eligibility. He is only a sophomore as of this season, so he'll be a junior next year. Has two seasons if he wants some of eligibility to play with the Missouri Tigers. So that's an important step there. And like I said, just it's nice to see some of those holes starting to get filled. Maybe the first two moves were slightly puzzling, had leave people scratching their heads. This one is not confusing at all. It is exciting. Mack is a great player. He's a former four-star recruit, top 100 player in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. So that is, that's a positive as well. He has that high school credibility. As far as what he brings to the table, very good scorer, can score on multiple levels. The three-point percentage, 31.4, is not the best. That was on 2 to 3 attempts per game compared, both seasons he played at UCLA. So that's a number you would like to see a little bit higher. And obviously, Missouri's offense loves to shoot the three, so he's going to get his looks and he's going to get a lot of them. You're going to look for those for that to be slightly more efficient. He averaged zero point 0.9 steals per game and 1.3 his freshman season, so he is a good defender. Might play a little bit like Tony Perkins, not the same point guard role, but he's a bigger, ball dominant, physical guard that's going to be able to score at multiple levels. Very good at getting to the rim. He's quick and shifty. Not the world's best playmaker and passer, but he can do it when he has to. He didn't really have to worry about playing point guard for UCLA. Based on what I've seen from high school, it is something he can do, but might not. I mean, depending on who Missouri chooses to bring in, might not need to be the case. So that's all I have on Sebastian Mack. Three transfers in now for Missouri, and this one looks like it's the most exciting of them all so far. We have all your transfer portal content over on Missouri Tigers on the side. Make sure you're keeping up to date with it and are checking in with everything else we have to offer. Thanks.